Hey everyone, welcome back to Absolutely Marvel and DC. My name is Benny, that is Sal, and there is breaking news on the Black Adam front, I guess? I didn't even know that was still a front that we had to concern ourselves about, but...
I feel like, most folk are kind of like, well, it didn't make money, we're done. Moving on from Black Adam.
Honestly, even with that, I don't know why we're still harping on DCEU projects. Somebody brought up a really good point, and I think it's someone in our wheelhouse, and I can't think of who it was, but why do people still care about Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, the Justice League, the Zack Snyder situation, all that
Suicide Squad, I don't know.
Suicide Squad. Because these movies all still get brought up, but no one brings up the MCU movies when they're down. Like, only a year later, when was the last time someone spoke about Ant-Man 2?
Yeah, no one's complaining about Eternals.
Yeah, like we're still not complaining about Eternals, but people still want to harp on every DC project. And I mean, we're feeding that fire. We do these videos just like this one. But
Totally.
The latest now has been that Black Adam is going to be a failure. That's been the latest news to hit everything, okay?
Okay.
And look, if it fails or not, I don't care. I thought the movie was okay. It was a fun popcorn flick, but I wasn't like, I can't wait for Black Adam 2! Whatever, I didn't care.
No, I don't think anyone was excited for Black Adam as much as The Rock was excited for Black Adam.
Right.
I mean, like, and The Rock, by the way, like, I feel like Rock was the main reason this movie failed. And let me tell you why. It's not because The Rock doesn't bring a crowd. It's not because Dwayne Johnson's a bad actor. It's just because he overinflated the value of Black Adam.
Oh, 100%.
With his own brand. Like, he completely... Because remember, I think the idea was that the timeline of events was DC was like, we want you to play Shazam. And he's like, Black Adam's more of a badass, let me be Black Adam. And they're like,
right.
Fine. Okay, Black Adam is legitimately Shazam's Green Goblin, Joker. Like, he is the antithesis of Shazam. Fine. Perfect. And you know what? People liked Shazam. Works great. He's like, actually, Superman is cooler and stronger and more powerful than Shazam. I want to fight Shazam. And they're like, sure, Black Adam's fought Shazam before, or Black Adam's fought Superman before. We'll make that happen. And he's like, no. So then he starts working on, like, what if we make it a Black Adam movie? And they're like, I mean, I get, if you want to make a movie by yourself, that sounds great. Like, we'll do that. And he's like, also, I don't want to have him be any way connected to Shazam.
Right.
Like,
he just kept making it its own thing over and over and over.
Yeah, and just further and further and further until it became this unrecognizable thing where he's like, actually, how about the Black Adam movie is just divorced from everything? The JSA shows up and then Superman's in it. And it's just like, what blew
my mind about this Black Adam, because this has been in work for like 7 or 8 years, something crazy like that.
Yeah,
like they have made Black Adam the character that he is now based on the fact that Rock was attached to the project. You go back 15 years, Black Adam is just an evil villain in the DC universe who once in a while fought Superman or somebody else, but mostly just fights Shazam, and that's the end of that.
Yeah. So I love, we need to at some point go back and look at, I think it was like the first Fandom. Jim Lee drew this huge tapestry of all these characters for like the bold new direction of DC from the Fandom, which was DC's like personal online Comic-Con.
Right.
And you got like Batwoman and Shazam and all these things. They were like, this is going to be a big deal when it comes out. And
oh, I remember that because the Batwoman was the black Batwoman.
The new Batwoman,
who's not in comics. I think to this day they have not.
To this
put her
day,
in
not in the comics. Yep.
Right, but she was drawn up as it because that was the CW trying to replace Ruby Rose.
Yep.
And and I'll give them credit. They made a whole new character.
They did. Yeah.
But it was such a weird decision the way they went about doing it. And
then it got canceled. Like, it was just like, by the time we were able to revisit it, it was gone. Just, they were like, yeah, we are doing these things. And Black Adam was one of those things where he was front and center. You could tell. I mean, Bendis was working on DC projects like Justice League, and lo and behold, his first arc, Black Adam's on the Justice League. We got to make sure Black Adam's working, because when that movie hits, it's going to change the entire landscape of the DC universe. And it just straight up didn't.
Well, so what ended up happening was Black Adam, which I think the biggest problem with it is, it came out in October, not a Halloween movie, but around Halloween, 2 weeks before Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, if you got the money to see 2 superhero movies, you may have seen both of those.
That's true.
But most fans were like, no, I'm seeing Wakanda Forever. Why would I
pick and choose?
Yeah. Like,
I saw both, but yeah.
I did too, but that's our job.
Exactly.
Like,
no, I don't know if it was necessarily just the staggering drawing power of Wakanda Forever, although that movie was just 2 completely different audiences. I think Black Adam and Wakanda Forever, but I feel like I think it just came too late.
I mean, I think it should have come out in like July, August. Like it should have been a summer movie. That's what it should have been.
Absolutely. That would have definitely helped if it had come out in July. The other thing was, I don't know. I mean, like, I think The Rock makes money, but I don't think The Rock makes superhero billion-dollar franchise money. Like,
no,
I think that he pulls in.
This pulled in what most of his other franchises do, unless it says Fast and the Furious on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, this came out, and everyone was dogging on it, combined with the James Gunn news that recently came out, and they were like, Black Adam bombed. It bombed. There's going to be no sequel. They're already saying there's no sequel.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, no one from an official source said any of this. But
absolutely not.
After everyone was trying to say that it was a failure, The Rock came out and said that the financials for Black Adam leaked and that this proves Black Adam will be profitable.
Oh.
So, like, and this is the argument I made back then where everyone was like, well, like, who do you believe? I'm like, well, unless you have a trust me, bro, sources that it's going to fail, don't trump The Rock. Now, is The Rock lying or is The Rock trying to save face? Maybe. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But if the other answer is, yeah, but what about this source over here? What source? Trust me, I know someone. I don't believe that at all. Like,
no, it's true. I mean, honestly, like, thankfully, because Black Adam was released in theaters, we can just look at the box office. Like, we can actually just quantify it. We know Black Adam cost just shy of $200 million. It was $195. We know that worldwide, according to Box Office Mojo, it made $389.
Right, and so what everyone's saying is that the cost of marketing was double the amount, and that it was too much money.
Yeah, now
so
normally,
so people who aren't in the industry, this includes us. So I'm not going to say that we know how marketing all that stuff works, but people that are not in the industry were then coming out and basically stating that no, what you have to do is add in the marketing that no one knows the true amount of, then double that, and that's how you get a sequel. And I'm like, I didn't know that's how it worked.
Yeah, no.
How did you know that's how it worked? But anyway.
I don't know. I've always heard, like, the rule of thumb is that you just double the budget, and that gets you close to what the marketing is. That they basically spend the same equivalent of the movie budget on marketing. So let's say that the movie was, it's give or take $5 million. So let's use now round numbers, $200 million. That means that the movie needed to make $400 million to break even.
Right. And then another $200 to be greenlit for a sequel, supposedly.
Exactly. So it needed to make $600 million.
Again, this is just people like us saying numbers that there's no nobody's got a sheet and that, hey, I got this from WB. No. Now, here's where it gets interesting, though. So The Rock came out and basically disputed all of that, and that discussion died. It was like, because the discussion then moved over to James Gunn's going to cancel everything, which was also all trust me, bro sources.
Absolutely.
Yesterday, and I thought this was going to be nothing, but now it's being picked up by the news worldwide, which is why we're talking about it. There was a leak that The Rock lied. The Rock is the one that leaked those financials. And inside sources from WB state that is all a lie, and no, it was a failure.
Right.
Now, here's where it gets interesting, Sal.
Yeah.
That leak that is disputing The Rock is from another Trust Me Bro source.
Right.
From a new website. It's brand new.
Brand new, you say?
It started in 2021, towards the back half.
Oh.
So a brand new website is supposedly has the sources. And here's how this industry works, guys. Doesn't matter if they're right or wrong or if they have real sources. That story got picked up and everyone is talking about it and crediting Puck News. Puck News. Who?
Yeah. Good old Puck
I had
News.
to Google them. They have a wiki page with 2 sentences, Sal.
Ooh.
It's an American digital media company that covers the 4 centers of power in the United States. Silicon Valley, Hollywood, Washington, and Wall Street. It was founded by Joe, I can't pronounce your last name, and a bunch of other people I can't pronounce. In 2021, they got $7 million in funding. So this sounds to me like a company who's trying anything they can to get themselves going. They're like, what if we just say that he leaked it? What if we just
make it up? Like, sure.
This sounds like they wrote their own wiki page. I mean,
most people do. I would not be surprised if Puck News or anyone who's running with it is just like, yeah, let's. I mean, the fact is, if you just look at it from the perspective that we all like using the language we all use when it comes to how you measure success and failures in Hollywood. movie cost $400 million. It made $385. Okay, it was a failure. Boom. Like, it didn't break even. That's the end of it. Like, and that's the end of the conversation. The problem is, The Rock is like, I can't let this die because I literally ascribe my entire brand is associated with this character. I've spent 8 years trying to make this movie happen. This is a franchise because Fast and Furious is ending, so I need to have like the next thing to go to, and Rampage isn't getting a sequel either, so what am I going to do? And so he's like, I got to make sure that like I get damage control going on this thing, associate my personality with this whole endeavor, and everyone else is like, movie already failed. Like, the Hollywood is like, I appreciate that like you have an audience and you have fans and you have your whole like world and your whole brand, but like now that you're in the movie situation here, like, movie failed. Like, the conversation's over. Like, the conversation is over. And I think that
at this
like,
point, whether it failed or not, it doesn't matter. The only thing that's going to matter at this point is if it gets a sequel. That's all that's going to matter at this point.
Right.
And like sitting here hoping for a sequel or not, at this point, everyone's lying. Puck News, maybe they have a source. I don't know.
Probably
but once
not.
again, we're back in the boat of random company that just started less than a year ago is now trying to say that they've got a source, which now every other outlet is picking up. So Puck News, a brand new media outlet, is now magically, and everyone's talking, like we're all mentioning Puck News. This is
good
the
for
new
them.
thing.
I mean, the reality is most people aren't saying who's saying it. They're just using...
No, the articles are. The articles are actually attributing them as being the ones who got... Because then all these articles, they like Direct Wire and DC News and all these guys who want to make their own stuff, then go, hey, this is what we heard from Puck News.
Well, exactly. And that's a good finger-pointing kind of situation where it's like, we're all just having the conversation, and if you get mad or if it turns out to be bullshit, that was Puck News' fault.
Right.
Like, that was, I'm just reporting on the news. And it's like, you're not reporting on the news. You're taking what is essentially a rumor and then saying, well, this guy said the rumor, so let's talk about that rumor. Now, that being said,
it goes back to the clickbait. I mean, we did it for this video. The only reason I'm making this video is everyone picked it up because I saw this news and I was like, that's bullshit. And that was the end of it.
Yeah.
And Sal and I were meeting up for a different thing today. And I'm like, dude, do you want to talk about the thing that is now blowing up the internet? Because
absolutely. Well,
everyone wants to report on it.
It does, I think, spark a good conversation because at the very least, it allows us to talk a little bit about, like, it addresses the Black Adam in the room by being like, your movie didn't work out. That's the end of it. And it actually, honestly, it's funny because, like, if any of the rumors about James Gunn just basically throwing everything away from the DCEU and making, like, basically if they're doing a hard reset, which I'm on record, I think it's a fantastic idea. But if you throw it all away and you're like, we're starting over from scratch, maybe we're going to start with the Batman, who knows, but like we're rebooting hard, new actors, new everything.
Yeah.
Then Black Adam failing could only be a feather in your cap. It can only be helpful for James Gunn's plan because he's like, I mean, look, I didn't invest in that movie. I'm not a producer on that movie. I'm not the brainchild behind that movie. And I would be stuck having to figure out what to do with that movie with my new plan. But now,
I guarantee he's already got some problems. Like, what is he going to do with Batman? What is he going to do with Joker? So if that movie was also a success, then it's like, and what am I going to do with The Rock's Black Adam? I can't just get rid of it.
And it's like, because it adds so much more. It's like, okay, I got to deal with The Rock. My point is, The Rock is a force to be reckoned with, and James Gunn would have to be saddled with The Rock as a producer, as a star, as a movie person, and now he pretty much doesn't. But let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. We'll see you guys here at Absolutely Marvel in DC.